What is up, guys? So today I'm going to tell you about 3 very basic settings that you need to pay attention to in wildlife photography if you're just starting. I'm not saying these 3 things will do the entire job for you, but they will help you in not making very silly mistakes in the field. Besides this, I've also recently launched a series of quick tips to improve your wildlife photos, and you will get one tip in every video I upload in that playlist. The first one has been uploaded already, and here is the link for that. Alright, coming back, let's delve into the first basic setting, and that is camera mode. Camera modes help you get control over the parameters of exposure triangle in different ways. There are some modes which are totally automatic. They automatically evaluate the amount of light hitting the sensor and decide the suitable settings in that particular situation to capture a decently exposed photograph. You cannot control the exposure parameters in them. And then there are some modes which are semi-automatic, like aperture priority and shutter priority, which help you control certain parameters of exposure triangle. Now, if you are someone who has no idea about exposure triangle, I have made a detailed video and I'm tagging it above. Check it if you haven't already. Pause this right now, click on the link above, watch and come back. Okay, now that you know the basics of exposure triangle, understand that in aperture priority, you control the aperture and the camera controls the shutter speed, and in shutter priority, you control the shutter and the camera controls the aperture. So my recommendation to you is pick up your camera and change the mode to aperture priority. Different brands call it differently. It functions the same, just the name is different. For your better understanding, here is a chart as per the brands. AV is for Canon and you can find it on the dial above, and A is for Sony as well as Nikon. Here's the second one, the AF mode. Generally, you can come across 2 kinds of situations in the wild. First, where the subject is sitting still, it's sleeping or it's just lazing around. Here, once you have focused, you're sorted for the next shots, till the distance between the subject and the camera is not changing. And the second can be a situation where the subject moves, worse if it is in constant action, like here. Here, you cannot just focus once and keep clicking. For moving subjects to be in focus, your camera needs to constantly keep focusing and refocusing on the subject in order to maintain the subject in focus. To deal with these situations, switch to AFC or continuous AF or AI servo. They are all the same, just that the brands call them with different names. Now, if you are in this mode, your camera will automatically readjust or refocus on the subject if either you or the subject moves. In order to engage it, just half press the shutter button and make sure that your subject lies at least on one of the focusing points. Switch to continuous or burst shooting mode. Now imagine that you're in a safari in your favorite national park, and after so much struggle, you manage to spot a tiger sitting on the road right across you. Perfect light, perfect sight. You pick up your camera and start shooting. You click one image and you're pretty satisfied. Now the tiger starts with some action. Let's say it yawns. You start clicking again and your camera goes like this. And the other camera sounds something like this. Happens a lot, no? That is because you're not in the burst shooting mode. In wildlife, you never know when the subject moves. So make sure that you're always on the burst shooting mode. And if your camera supports high speed burst mode, then that. This is going to give you a few more FPS, and one right frame in wildlife photography can make a lot of difference. Also keep in mind that to use the burst mode to its full potential, you need a faster shutter speed. Now check this. Here I'm on 1/20 and this is how it works. And now when I switch it to 1/2000, this is how it works. Different cameras have different ways of activating it, and you can find it in settings, or you can look for the dial on the camera body itself and you'll be able to find it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any other topic in mind related to photography, wildlife or wildlife photography, don't forget to comment below and I will definitely consider it for my next video.